back to the discussion about different kinds of comfort thoughts. One of the comforting thoughts that I think Democrats have had is that Trump is insane, and his insanity is evidenced by poor judgment and by his refusal to acknowledge a, kind of facts and reality. And Rebecca Solnit criticized the New York Times for sanewashing some of what Trump's been doing. And I love her. And I totally understand what she was saying about the New York Times, portraying Trump as competent and as if what he was saying kind of made sense. So, but I'm gonna question as a mental health professional, we're talking about sanity here. What Trump is doing is what every domestic abuser does, expects everyone else to live in his reality. If you're living in a family that's very patriarchal, very hierarchical, the person who has more power, especially if they tend to be aggressive, vindictive, and expect total loyalty, will use power control tactics to gaslight you, to take the position of being the victim, to become verbally aggressive or violent when you do something you don't like. And Trump does all of these things. His disavowal of facts is just another way in which he insists that everyone lives inside his reality. I don't believe Trump believes this stuff. I think that he is comfortable with lying. And it's hard for people to think, wow, he is just lying his ass off and has no moral compass and doesn't care about the outcome of what he's saying. He doesn't care if everything he says is full of logical fallacies. He doesn't care about any of that. He, this is the hierarchical dominance-based political system. You kowtow to people who have more power than you, and you live inside their head, no matter how distorted it seems, because that's the only way to stay safe from their retribution. This is why, Colombia bent the knee to the Trump administration. It's why these law firms have done it. It's why so many journalists have done it. They recognize the pattern that it's not safe to question this man. Even some of the journalists who are interviewing him really don't push that hard, because probably some part of this is familiar. We all, just a couple generations back, came from family systems where there were people that had a hell of a power over us, and we had to survive. So all of us kind of know that this is what is being required of us. I think it would be so much more helpful just to call it what it is. These are lies. These are tactics of power and control. They're very familiar. Anyone who works in domestic violence will be able to name them clearly, and they're extremely effective. So we have to play by a different rule book when we're dealing with somebody who is constantly acting in bad faith, does not have our interests at heart, and doesn't even, thinks that facts matter. And you have to remember, it was the dissolution of facts that laid the groundwork, beginning with Rush Limbaugh in the 1980s. So disinformation has been a tool of the GOP for a very long time.